Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a chilly day in Austin, Texas, and we welcome you here to the Monday Morning Consciousness Transformation Technique. My name is Todd Ronan of Reality Forecast. My remote viewing courses start this week, and I'm excited. If anybody's interested in learning about advancing their consciousness or their mind, send me an email. I'd like to talk to you. And I'm joined with Liz Cross, our host, and she is going to explain what's on her agenda for this week. Liz, good morning.
Hi, thank you. You're so professional. I don't think any of my videos ever start like that unless you're introducing them. You're so cool and just so good. You have a voice for radio.
I've been in radio. Thank you for the voice, and in TV.
Yeah, you do. You do really well. So yeah, we got a lot going on this week, right? So we're doing this phenomenal CTT this morning. Tomorrow morning, after I make videos with Mr. Shakespeare, I have an interview with Brad Yates. Brad Yates is, he's been going for years. He puts out a lot of emotional freedom technique videos, lots of things for anxiety, depression, cravings, alcohol, I mean, everything. Like there's hundreds and hundreds of videos, right? And if those of you know anything about the emotional freedom technique, you start like around the third eye, you take your index and your forefinger and you're tapping, and then you go underneath the nose, and then you go to the chin, and you're saying these phrases. Now, what is so interesting, and I want to get his opinion on, because he's, obviously a guru in the EFT field, is I want to learn about the miracles that he's created, but also I want to see, when I introduce the CTT to him, what he has to say about it. So that's going to be cool as well, because I'm going to have him do some bilateral tapping, hopefully. And I want him to see if he noticed a difference between the CTT and the EFT. So the EFT is effective, right? But it just isn't, you know what I mean? It's just not as powerful.
Well, it's not as efficiently effective either. It's not as quick. And I think that hopefully he can see the value in the number of sessions you can not use with EFT, because it takes sometimes 10 EFT sessions, and in CTT that can be knocked down to 2 or 3.
And the other, yes, and the other thing is also does EFT cause a permanent rewiring in the brain? Now that I don't know. Does anybody know the answer to that?
Hello?
If so, drop it in the chat. Does anybody know the answer to whether or not EFT causes a permanent rewiring in the brain? That's a very important question. There is a lady here that does EFT. Deb, do you know if it's a permanent rewiring in the brain?
Well, I would argue that not. CTT goes beyond the brain and the brain rewiring, and it works at your consciousness level. And emotional freedom technique is really about the hardware level. It doesn't look at the programming that your hardware is running or your brain is running.
That's exactly right. Even though the EFT is very popular, because Gary Craig came up with it, and I don't know where he found it. Gary Craig is still alive, and the other thing is with the CTT, because I tell you, it's been like CTT weekend in my house, right? Every reading I did this weekend just about was CTT. And every single person, and those of you who were here today, every single person I did over the weekend, of course, we were going in doing past life stuff, but they distinctly felt this buzzing and tingling vibration going on around the crown and throughout different parts of their body. Well, that is a permanent rewiring. It's CTT is not a temporary rewiring. When you're doing the past life session, it's a permanent rewiring. So that'll be another question that I'll have for Brad Yates tomorrow when I do his interview. I really don't know what else to ask him, but yeah, it'll be good fun. But that's I'm going to put that to him about the permanent rewiring, because that's very important, because I know that you can do things with the tapping, and I know people have tried to use it for manifestation, but I wonder if it works. Has anybody here had that experience where EFT has been used for manifestation and it worked for them?
I've never tried it for that. I tried it a little bit, maybe in the 90s, but it was for healing and not for manifestation. So that would be a good question to throw at his listeners too.
Yeah. So, that certainly, maybe I want to know about his script that he uses. So I think he says something like, I completely and give something. I'll have to review some of the videos tonight. I always use him as a recommendation point, though. If somebody, wants to like just have a good guide to get down the, what am I trying to say? The anxiety, depression, things like that.
Can you repeat that name again so everybody can find him, please?
Yeah, Brad Yates.
Okay, thank you.
Yates. There's a Zoom user here. I don't know who you are, Zoom user, but I prefer that people are not anonymous in here. So if you can change your name, it's nice to know who people are. So he does have a lot of manifestation videos apparently. So yeah, it'll be a good interview. It'll be interesting to see. I want to see if he'll try the bilateral tapping, because that's one thing that George Duisman, the creator of CTT, got in one of his EFT sessions. So that's how CTT was developed. George Duisman was into EFT big time, right? And he then developed a small tapping group, and he did EFT tapping. But George, being the person that he is, right? He then said, I think we can do more with this, right? So then he said, I'm going to tap to send a thought to someone. And he tapped to send a thought to someone. And the very next day, this person called him up and said, I had the strangest feeling. I just had to call you. And I wanted to talk about, whatever it was he sent over to her. And he was like, we're on to something. Then during the many tapping sessions, George got an insight, right? Because tapping for insights and guidance, whether you're using EFT or CTT, is extremely powerful. You will get the insights and guidance that you need, hands down, every time, right? And he got the insight that a bilateral tapping was much more effective and powerful than the EFT method, which is tapping on the third eye, tapping below the nose, tapping, and I don't even know what those points represent. I'm sure an EFT practitioner will be able to tell me. I'll ask tomorrow. So he started doing the bilateral tapping, but using the same phrases that they used in EFT. Then they came across a book, his tapping group. They came across a book, and he sort of found these phrases that we use in CTT, and he modified them and changed them and experimented with them. Okay, I'm telling you the history of CTT here. So then he started doing that, and he noticed that the bilateral tapping and using these other phrases was far more powerful than just regular EFT. Then he had a friend who was in very deep depression. Her cat had died, and she was just her cat was her world. We all that have all of us that have animals, we understand this. And he was talking with her on the phone, and he said, let's do some tapping. So they started doing some tapping to tap down her grief and all that. And it was working a little bit, but not great. And suddenly he got this flash of the cat who had passed away was picking through like a war-torn country and was looking for its owner, who happened to be his friend, but in another lifetime. So he said, what can I do with this information? And so the cat was lost and confused. It was dangerous where the cat was, couldn't find the owner. Maybe the owner had died in this bomb attack. And he used the bilateral tapping method, and he started tapping, but incorporating this past life of this cat and the friends. And he didn't know what to make of it. Anyway, she wasn't present at this point in time on the phone call, but he said he felt the energy lift off of him. And the very next day, the friend called and said, I don't know what that tapping did to me, but I am completely renewed. I have now jumped out of bed. I am, my grief is not as severe as it was. I felt as if an energy had lifted off of me. I felt it was replaced with joy and goodness, right? And George says, there's something to this past life stuff, right? So then that's how the CTT was created. Now, he obviously then created different aspects of the CTT. He created what is called the 4-minute miracle, right? It's excellent for problems that are not very complex. He created the affirmation tail ender process, which is what we do. Okay, so we're going to say, like, we say our affirmation, right? So like today's affirmation is going to be soul contracts, because I tell you, over the weekend, everybody's soul contracts were a mess, right? And I always pick my topic from the weekend's readings, because it's just sort of like the wavelength. And it's so funny because all my readings end up being synchronized. Everybody seems to be experiencing the same issue at the same time. So that's why I use the readings as a maker, a creator for the CTT on Monday. And so what we do is the affirmation, or it's a form of the affirmation tail ender process. And then, of course, there's the full powerhouse CTT past life stuff. And actually, the past life stuff that we did this weekend, it was amazing. I spoke with one lady Saturday after she had her Friday session, and she was like, I was sitting on my sofa at 7:30 at night, and I just felt this huge release of energy. And then I felt like this euphoric feeling, and then I felt really dizzy, and I felt a lot of buzzing. And she goes, were you working on me? And I said, no, not at that time. I was not working on you. I said, but that was the CTT. And that, when you're doing the powerhouse stuff, right, that's what happens. And that's your marker as well. When we all feel good, right, we know that we've done our work. So I just wanted to share that with you all. Ronan, I did send you a copy of what I think we should do today. And I'm trying to find it. It was
up in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
The CTT agenda for today is identify the disruptive soul contracts, evaluate the impact they have on your life, and set the intention to transmute them.
Yes. I like that. I don't see it though. Where can you
Just
drop that again?
Scroll up. Yeah.
Would you drop that again for, oh, there it is. Okay, CTT agenda. Identify the disruptive soul contracts, evaluate the impact they have on our life, and set the intention and transmute them. We can try to simplify that. I just made a note, and I know I texted to you really quickly, but we can just try to simplify that, because if we sit here trying to identify these soul contracts today, our soul actually knows which ones are detrimental to our earth plane lifetimes now. Although if you ask the soul, they'll tell you, actually, all of these soul contracts, whether they're good or bad, are beneficial for you. But then our conscious minds, which have to reside here on the earth plane, the soul does reside here too, but the soul has a very different agenda to the conscious mind. So the conscious mind is saying, well, oh my God, okay. And I'll just give a good example, like work colleagues, we can't get away from, right? But we have to go to work because we have to have money, because we have to survive. And also family contracts as well. Those are two very, very difficult ones, because a lot of times you can't just disown your family. I know people do for good reasons, but a lot of times, a lot of us, we just can't. And so there's this soul contract that we've made with each and every one of the people in our lives, particularly our family and our colleagues, and they're here to teach us lessons, but man, do they put us through the ringer, right? You know what I mean? Like, and we don't want to have these soul contracts ever again. I'm sure you all can identify with that. And so I thought, well, let's try, because that whole thing of cord cutting your soul contracts, I don't see that happens. Okay. Now, etherically, you can envision that you're taking your etheric pair of scissors and you're cutting your soul contract. That soul contract is still in existence, whether you like it or not. Now, that soul contract has passed its sell-by date, right? And you've moved on. And just to make yourself feel better on a conscious level, you've cut that cord, right? You've mentally cut that cord. But that soul contract is still valid. That soul contract will always be valid. And not only will it always be valid, but if the two parties who created that soul contract, right? If you don't get out of that contract what you were supposed to, guess what you're going to do? You're going to have to recreate that again. Oh, well, I didn't learn this optimal lesson of whatever it is, so I've got to do it again. Hey, do you mind getting in a contract with me so we can repeat it? And this is our soul talking when we're in the spirit world and we're designing our life path. So this etheric cutting of the soul contracts doesn't work. It doesn't work. I've done many CTT sessions on trying to get rid of soul contracts. And that's just a mental letting go of the conscious mind. The conscious mind is relatively unintelligent compared to the soul and the subconscious. So let's try to word this a little better. So we want to, how are we going to do this? Manifest the optimal transmutation of disruptive, dark, and dangerous soul contracts. What should we say, Ronan? I've lost Ronan.
I don't know.
Oh, there he is.
I was thinking. So the disruptive soul contracts are their groupings, and they happen life after life, and those could be intermingled with other soul contracts. We think about a 1-to-1 ratio in the soul contract, but there are other people that have their fingerprints on that contract.
Oh, yeah.
And so we want to make sure that when we nullify those or void them, that we don't hinder any other productive soul contracts that we have with people that could be advantageous to have in our lives too.
Right. So why don't we try to remove and transmute any and all dark energy that is disruptive to the soul contracts, bringing us optimum joy and peace. How about that?
We'll see what Spirit says. We can try it.
All right. Well, let's open. Anyway, let's open. All right, let's go. There's a part. Oh, by the way, there's probably some new people here. Ronan, can you just tell them how to tap quickly, please?
Sure. CTT is with your arms crossed in front of you. So it's your left hand tapping on your right tricep and your right hand tapping on your left tricep. Like your arms are crossed in front of you and you're tapping one left, one right, one left, one right, repeating with me after what Liz says. You can interject your own feelings, your own negative self-talk, but what we're trying to do with that self-talk is to remove it. So when you say it, if it feels bad, we'll go with it, say it, because it's good to speak it and get rid of it.
And that's exactly right. See, that brings up another point. I'll try to be brief, but I like to teach people. So the negative self-talk that's coming up during the tapping is actually coming up from not the conscious mind, right? It's coming into the conscious mind, but it's being released around the solar plexus and subconscious area, which is down deep in there somewhere, right? And that brings me to another point. I saw an advertisement over the weekend of, all you have to do is transform your conscious mind and be positive and say positive things. Okay. That only heals on the surface level. That dark, negative energy, emotion, self-talk, negative talk, that's still lingering around in there, right? So you can sit there with your conscious mind and say, hey, I'm going to be number one. I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do at work. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to get that pay rise. Okay, you may, but don't forget all those blockages that you've had laid down within you in your initial framework that you designed for your soul path. They're still there. You're not healing anything. You're just healing for the temporary. You're not healing for the permanent. Now, when I say permanent, I'm talking about leaving this earth plane, going into the spirit world, hopefully ascending into the next level. A lot of us don't. We still are coming back in number 2 and number 3. But to heal it on a soul level, so you don't have to repeat this rubbish ever again, right? So I totally forgot what I was going to say about the soul contract. So we want to heal any and all dark, negative aspects of any soul contracts. And let me know if this is, I'm just typing this out. Any soul contracts that are standing in our way of having an optimum, joyful, and peaceful, right? Peaceful life. Does that sound good to everybody? Are we all in agreement on that?
Heal any and all dark negative aspects of any soul contracts. It went away. That are standing in our way of having an optimum, joyful, and peaceful life. Sounds great.
Excellent.
Let's tap.
Let's start. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
An optimum etheric pyramid.
An optimum etheric pyramid.
For the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
For the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
As well as an optimum Faraday cage.
An optimum Faraday cage.
So that others' dark energies.
So that other dark energy.
Do not come and stick to me.
Does not come and stick to me.
Does not come and stick to me. Yeah. That's why we put the Faraday cage up. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. And the purpose of the breath is actually when we're releasing energy, it usually goes from the mouth area. We have a lot of new people today, guys. And that's why we do the deep breath. It just helps push that negative energy out. Okay, repeat after me. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, now we're going to go for treasures. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest,
easily and joyfully manifest,
the ability to see, optimally recognize, and use
the ability to see, optimally recognize, and use
the treasures in and all around us.
the treasures in and all around us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief and joy now.
and deep relief and joy now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
And the last one, which I feel is like probably, well, they're all important, but I feel the last one's very important. This is the activation of our spirit teams, okay? All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum activation
the optimum activation
of all of our spirit teams
of all of our spirit team
to heal and, oh yeah, just say to heal, sorry.
to heal,
To inject love into any and all dark energy,
to inject love into any and all dark energy,
to remove it away from us,
to remove it away from us,
take it into the spirit world,
take it into the spirit world,
transmute it into white light positive energy,
transmute it into white light positive energy,
back into the universe
back into the universe
for all of our protection.
for all of our protection.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Thank you. Now, sorry I messed that last one up. Just so you know, we're now going to start the CTT. If you go into this part, you do need to finish it. Okay. I would strongly recommend you try to finish it all in one go. I wouldn't listen to half of this now and say, oh, I'll go back to it later and finish the job. I don't think that's very beneficial. I think that you should finish the whole thing. If you remove energy from your being and then you say, okay, I'll come back to it later, you still have spaces within you, in your biofield, in your soul.
Yeah,
in
it's
your
like walking around with a
subconscious.
gaping energy wound or hole. So
Yeah.
imagine it like that.
Yeah, and darkness can come back in,
It
right?
finds
So
a way.
you don't want that. You just work so hard. You don't want that, right? All right. So let me see how I'm going to say this. Heal Henny and all dark negative aspects of any soul contracts that are standing in our way of having an optimum, joyful, and peaceful life. Oh my God, what a mouthful. I'll take it slow. All right. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the ability to heal
the ability to heal
any and all dark,
any and all dark,
negative
aspects
of any soul contracts
of any soul contracts
that are standing in our way
that are standing in our way
of having an optimum, joyful,
joyful,
and peaceful life. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief and joy now.
And deep relief and joy now.
So let's take a deep breath. I don't know what you guys are feeling, but I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I feel very anxious and I'm not an anxiety type person. What did you get?
I just feel like the ability for me to think faster has been restored, and that now I can see things much more clearly as opposed to being slowed down. You know, I feel like things have sped up for me now. So whatever was a soul contract was dragging me through the slough, and now I feel better. Did anybody else get any senses or sensations or feelings in their body that they want us to address?
Just drop it in the chat. Yeah. So I got, the reason I feel anxiety, I got like, you know, it was designed this way for a reason, and we're trying to circumvent the reasoning, right? But the problem is, and I've addressed this before, when we're in the spirit world, we're making our contracts, we're designing our life path. The problem is we're so full of joy and love, and we can't wait. We're so excited to come back down here on the earth plane that we actually have no understanding at that point of how miserable we're going to feel on the earth plane, right? We don't understand that. We're just like, we're going to learn and we're going to accomplish and we're going to.
We're essentially under happy duress, you know, and when you're in the joy of the other states, you forget the drudgery of earth. And so the contract should be nullified on that aspect alone, that we were under duress of joy.
Ah, that's a good point. But if we did that, if we nullified it, then we wouldn't have any reason for existence. And then, you know, as we've seen in other, you know, explorations, that, you know, we're here to become light beings. At the end of it, we have to find the light in everything that we do. And then we feed the battery pack, which is source. It is that. I know people don't want to hear that, but, you know, hey. All right, so let's tap away any negatives. Ronan, I'll trust you to read the chat. All right, now my third eye area is hurting. That's normal. Feeling drowsy is normal. Dizzy is normal. Really tired, tingling, and cold. All of those are very, very typical feelings with the CTT. Don't be afraid of it. It's just you're transitioning. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
Let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
I'm going against my design.
I'm going against my design.
It was designed this way for a specific reason.
It was designed this way for a specific reason.
The fact that I didn't have a grasp on the negatives does not matter.
The fact that I didn't have a grasp on the negative does not matter.
I chose to experience these deep, dark, tragic moments.
I chose to experience these deep, dark, tragic moments.
And I shouldn't be going against this.
And I shouldn't be going against those.
I'm making Source sad.
I'm making Source sad.
This isn't my purpose here.
This isn't my purpose here.
Anything else?
I'm too set in my ways to change.
Ooh, good one. I'm too set in my ways to change.
I don't want to disappoint my higher self.
I don't want to disappoint my higher self. I was put here to suffer.
I was put here to suffer. I don't deserve peace and joy.
I don't deserve peace and joy. Good one. I will suffer the consequences of my contract.
I will suffer the consequences of my contract.
It's unfair for me to circumvent them.
It's unfair for me to circumvent them.
I'm not supposed to promote my own healing.
I'm not supposed to promote my own healing. I'm unsure of the consequences.
I'm unsure of the consequences. God will be angry with me.
God will be angry with me.
Anything else? No?
Sure.
That was a good one. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. And we're asking our spirit teams to take away these negative experiences, feelings, emotions, dark energy away from us, to heal it, take it into the spirit world, transmute it into white light, positive energy back into the universe. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
So we got a couple of things here. I'm unsure, so confusion and my perception is trapped. What did you get?
I had a strange sensation of burping bubbles out of me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I've never seen bubbles before when I was doing that, but
yeah, that's awesome.
It kind of matches what I got before about being trapped and, walking through mud and that feeling moving. So the bubbles make sense to tie into that. Coughing, lots of blockages, feeling clear and expanded.
So the message I got, yeah, we're doing good. The message I got is we're abusing the system. We're sort of outsmarting the system, right? And I know people like to use the term prison planet, and I can somewhat agree with that. I'm not going to say it is definitely a prison planet, but, like we said, we come down here, we're excited, we make all these rules and we make all these contracts and designs, and then we get here and we're like, oh my God, this is so awful. I never want to come back again. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see her. I never want to see these people ever again. I don't want these parents to be my parents. And I don't want them to be my siblings, and I ex-husbands, ex-wives, whatever, right? Because we just but the thing is, if they're part of the soul family, they're coming with you, right? You're going to reincarnate with them again and again and again. So that's what I got. We're like abusing, or certainly not you, but me. Spirit.
Elites abuse the system, and we can be elite in our own lives and use the system for our own gain. There's no shame in that.
Let me just quickly ask Source. Is there any shame? Like doing this CTT work? Are we abusing the system? Okay, well, I got a bit of a yes. We're healing ourselves, and we're sort of fast forwarding, or what is it? Is it fast forward where you hit the button and everything goes like really, really fast on the TV? That's
Yeah,
what we're doing. So we're doing this at a faster speed than most people. All right. So is that a bad thing? Well, yeah, it is kind of unfair, but hey, you wouldn't have given this to George Duisman if he wasn't supposed to have it. All right, so
life is moving faster, so we need to accelerate our healing as well to match,
Ooh,
is my argument against Source
I'll
telling
have what
us.
he's having because he obviously had the brain food this morning. Okay, let's go. Ronan, if you could read off the comments, that would be great. All right. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
My healing should be in slow motion.
My healing should be in slow motion.
This is a you're so funny. This is unfair.
This is unfair.
My consciousness is trapped.
My consciousness is trapped.
My perception is wrong.
My perception is wrong.
I'm abusing the system.
I'm abusing the system.
What else?
I feel like I'm being pulled sideways.
I feel like I'm being pulled sideways.
I'm tired that I'm not getting what's justly mine.
I'm tired. I'm not getting or able to claim what is justly mine.
Or able to claim what is justly mine.
What else?
God will punish me.
God will punish me.
I'm not allowed to use cheat codes in life.
I'm not allowed to use cheat codes in life.
But you are. It's your own life.
I feel disgusted with myself.
I feel disgusted with myself.
This goes against my religious teaching.
This goes against my religious teachings.
This goes against my religious beliefs.
This goes against my religious beliefs.
I will be punished.
I will be punished. I will suffer in the next life.
I will suffer in this life and the next life.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. You're so funny. Anything else?
No.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. A big deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, my throat is tight. There's something still there. Is anybody else throat tight? Ronan, what about you?
I was coughing up a frog, so excuse me, something is tight in there.
What is it? Okay, let's see. Anybody else throat tight? Tummy has been in knots. Yeah. Okay. Let me tune in. What's going on? I'm scared. I'm scared. This is new and I'm scared. This hasn't been done before. It probably has, but we just don't know about it. All right, let's tap. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
Let go and heal.
let go and heal.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
I work for the highest good of myself and others.
I work for the highest good of myself and others.
I feel I could be harming myself.
I feel this would be harming myself.
It may harm those that I made soul contracts with.
It may harm those that I made soul contracts with.
They may be angry with me.
They may be angry with me.
What else? Lots of anxiety. I can't release my anxiety.
I can't release my anxiety.
I have a fear of letting go.
I have a fear of letting go.
I have a fear of trusting myself and others.
I have a fear of trusting myself and others.
I always feel awkward.
I always feel awkward.
Anything else?
I feel like this will upset the balance.
Oh, good one. I feel like this will upset the balance.
I don't want to rewrite the storylines of mine and their lives.
I don't want to rewrite the storylines of mine and their lives. I fear I'm screwing up my life lessons.
I fear I'm screwing up my life lessons.
I feel like the earth plane is all theatrical.
I feel like the earth plane is all theatrical.
I'm actually just a number and I don't matter.
I'm actually just a number and I don't matter.
My life here is unimportant.
My life here is unimportant.
I can't change anything.
I can't change anything.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I'm interested to know in what you got.
I have a long-going remote viewing project called Zardoz, where I look at the architect behind reality, and I got that you're pulling back the curtain to look at the architect on the Wizard of Oz, and this is not allowed to pull that curtain back.
I knew it. I'm insulting my soul, my ancestors, and my future self, my future lifetimes. Because we're essentially saying, hey, guys, souls, I'm sorry, but this isn't the best decision that you guys made for me, right? So I'm getting like, the soul is feeling rather insulted that the conscious mind is trying to override it.
Right, that hubris.
Yeah. And just like your man behind the curtain, right? I am the great Oz. I love that movie. You pull back the curtain and there's this puny old man there with his little machine. That's like the soul. Would you equate that to the soul, or would you say, I don't want to be insulting, but I'm getting that it's the soul.
It's the soul and it's you. And that's the joke, that the architect is actually you, and you can't insult yourself. You just feel like you're trapped in a loop because you're trying to live on the higher plane while you live on the lower plane. So it's a logic battle, but you can't insult yourself. You just have to present yourself with new information and change. Don't be afraid to accept change. That's all we're doing today.
Okay, good. All right. So we're insulting our soul and this supposed reality that we live in. That's what I'm getting. We're insulting our mere existence. Let's tap and see what we get. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
I'm insulting my soul.
I'm insulting my soul.
I'm insulting my designed plan.
I'm insulting my design plan.
The conscious mind is trying to override the soul,
The conscious mind is trying to override the soul,
and the soul does not want to cooperate.
and the soul does not want to cooperate.
They feel constantly out of alignment.
They feel constantly out of alignment.
I try to achieve, but my soul holds me back.
I try to achieve, but my soul holds me back.
What else?
I can't pick up all the pieces of all of those contracts.
I can't pick up the pieces of all those contracts. Very good. I'm making my soul extremely angry.
I'm making my soul angry.
What if my soul now chooses to become more difficult as a result of this healing?
What if my soul chooses to become more difficult as a result of this healing?
I can't get them to comply and cooperate.
I can't get them to comply and cooperate.
I cannot experience the expansion of consciousness.
I cannot experience the expansion of consciousness.
Life is meaningless.
Life is meaningless.
And knowing all this information
And knowing all this information
doesn't empower me.
doesn't empower me.
It makes me wish I was never here.
It makes me wish I was never here.
I have no choice.
I have no choice.
I feel enslaved.
I feel enslaved.
What else?
I don't have the power.
I don't have the power. All this researching is meaningless.
All this researching is meaningless.
We'll never have all the answers.
We will never have all the answers.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. And I'm asking the spirit teams to remove this fear, confusion, upset, fear of the programming. Take all of that away, heal it, love it, take it into the spirit world, transmute it into white light, positive energy back into the universe. Information transfer is now complete.
The information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I felt very odd in that round of tapping. Did you?
No, I felt very calm.
Oh, good. I felt calm, and then my throat got really, really tight. Yeah, see, here we go. Throat, 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 Liz, throat. I feel that too. It was like it was going well, and then my throat just went tight again. So as we were removing those layers and layers and layers that have been stuck down in there, somebody said my mouth went weird. Yeah. And I feel like somebody is standing next to me and watching me. That'll be your spirit team. Don't worry about that. And then I felt like it was choking me again. So we removed the layer, and now some other layer is presenting itself. What do you see, Ronan?
It feels like that it's a future self that's trying to reach back and affect the change. So we have to make sure we're not interrupting the temporal flow of our evolution. We look at past contracts. Seems like we haven't addressed the future contracts.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, I already know which kid I'm coming back through and who I'm going to be in my future lifetime. I'm actually going to be my youngest son's granddaughter. Right? I already know that. It's like, how do we know that? I haven't even gone up there and created this contract yet, have I? That's something to explore. I know Mr. Robot's here. Robot, write that down. We got to do that one. Okay. So what I got is, Liz, your throat is tight because you forgot what you were going to do, which is transmute. Let's try that. Okay. Gosh, this is a heavy one today. Sorry, folks. I'm sorry. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
The optimum transmutation.
The optimum transmutation.
Of all of these dark soul contracts.
Of all of these dark soul contracts.
And we're going to transmute that into white light, joyful, positive energy.
And we're going to transmute that into white light, joyful, positive energy.
No matter how much we may dislike the person with our conscious mind.
No matter how much we may dislike the person with our conscious mind.
We are choosing to heal them as well as us.
We are choosing to heal them as well as us.
We will no longer be stuck in these dark karmic loops.
We will no longer be stuck in these dark karmic loops.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our mind, body, and spirits are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief now.
And deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. And we're asking our spirit teams to bring in the love and joy instead of all these dark feelings within these troublesome soul contracts that we have. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done. How does everybody feel now?
My throat is still tight. My throat is still tight. We're missing something.
We didn't address the future.
Bingo, let's try that. All right, running. What are we saying for sharp feeling and top of head? That's rewiring. You're good. What are we saying for future?
That we absolve all future contracts that have a connection to this life. Well, we don't want to absolve all of them.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, that'd be yeah. The negative energy from future contracts cannot penetrate into this life.
How about we don't want to recreate these negative contracts in our future life.
All right.
We're going to learn and heal from these current negative contracts, and we're not going to recreate them again in our future life.
Give it a shot.
Let's see. All right. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
Let go and heal.
Let go and heal.
The ability to carry forward.
The ability to carry forward.
These continuous negative aspects.
This continuous negative aspect.
Of our current lifetime soul contracts.
Of our current lifetime soul contract.
Into our future lifetimes.
Into our future lifetimes.
And they will create hindrances and disruption.
And they will create hindrances and disruptions.
instead of joy and peace.
instead of joy and peace.
We refuse to take them forward.
We refuse to take them forward.
We are going to heal them in this current lifetime.
We're going to heal them in this current lifetime.
There we go. That lifted. What else?
That's good. I see myself at the top of the mountain. So that's good. You hit it.
Yeah, I felt that shift. It's finally left. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission,
Healing, information, permission,
and deep joy and relief now.
and deep joy and relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. And I'm asking the spirit teams to take away any residual negative energy from this tapping session today. Any unresolved issues, any confusion. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Finally. How do you guys feel?
I feel very good. I see my progeny standing with my ancestors. So those linkages are now reformed without negativity.
Thank the Lord. All right, everybody, like 2 pounds lifted off my body. Woohoo! If only it was true, right? Good. Everybody's feeling better. We got there in the end. And just know that you just have to keep going and going and going until you get all of it out. Now, if you don't keep going and you're not feeling good like how we're feeling now, what you actually do is you knock yourself out of alignment, and that's not good. Okay? All right.
I should offer spiritual chiropractic adjustments so we could, get people back into spiritual alignment. Yeah, that was really important. And it's good to work with someone that can see those linkages and that can see what is missing, because you want to finish what you started and you don't want to leave that, that hanging negative energy around you. Yeah. Everybody's feeling much better now. That's good.
Thank goodness. I thought this is it. We're here. This is an 8-hour tapping session. We're going all day.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one.
And I've done that before.
Oh, I've had sessions with people and it's like a 3-hour CTT session just because we didn't get to the bottom of it. But you have to be with someone who can see what is missing and what's still blocking them.
Yeah, it's good grief.
Well, top 10 hours, just got some other stuff to do. Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate it. Please check out psychicquizcross.com to book a reading and check out Reality Forecast.
Ronan,
What?
We haven't closed.
Oh, let's close.
Then you can do your spiel. All right. There's a part of all of us that knows how to.
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest.
Easily and joyfully manifest.
Optimum guidance.
Optimum guidance.
Positive emotional fulfillment.
Positive emotional fulfillment.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Self-love.
Self-love.
And the ability to heal.
And the ability to heal.
In all of those wonderful spaces.
In all of those wonderful spaces.
That we just opened up.
That we just opened up.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love.
Our minds, bodies, and spirit are receiving the love.
Healing, information, permission.
Healing, information, permission.
And deep relief and joy now.
And deep relief and joy now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Whew, that feels good. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it. It is done.
All right. Take it away, Ronan.
Thanks, everybody. It's good seeing you. Please join us next time for another round of consciousness transformation technique tapping. If you're just learning remote viewing or awakened self-healing, you can write to me at realityforecast.com. If you're interested in book a reading with Liz, please visit Liz at psychiclizcross.com and be sure to follow her on YouTube. A wonderful crowd here. Thanks very much, everybody. We're going to stick around for questions. We hope you have a great week, and love and blessings to all of you. And we'll see you next time.
Great.